Vivianna, the head of research at MacroMicro. Welcome to our special keynote today. And I'm excited to share that starting this September, we'll be partnering up with one of Asia's leading tech research firms, that is Isaiah Research. And as part of this collaboration, beginning this month, all our Max annual members will receive a 6-month of exclusive access to advanced industry data. And today, I hope to guide you through data layer by layer to uncover the underlying trends behind Trump's policy. So I'll be sharing two main topics today. First, let's take a look at Trump's policies. What is the underlying logic behind his policy agenda? And also, how might this reshape the global new order? And second, we'll zoom in a little bit on the current state of global business cycle. How have tariffs already shown up in the data? And most importantly, what impacts could this bring to the semiconductor industry? Now let's move into our first topic. We'll take a closer look at Trump's action. Before we start, I want to take a moment to guide you through the international economic post-70s. And I hope you to bear with me because once you see the logic, you'll see how tariffs are only part of a much bigger geopolitical game. So after the 1970s, the US maintained a global hegemony for a half-century by controlling the largest consumer market. So the cycle works like this. The Americans consumed, therefore the US dollar flowed abroad, and the overseas economies they reinvest into US equities and US bonds, creating a capital flow back into the US market. And this constant cross-border circulation of dollars then strengthened the dollar status of a global reserve currency. Now, that all seems not much of a big problem, right? But when we are seeing the system that is leaning too much into one direction, rebalancing becomes inevitable. So in recent years, several shocks have forced the US to recognize this need. After the pandemic, global de-dollarization has been fueling up, and also we're seeing an end of zero interest rate era also taking impact. So for a low-saving economy like the US, this means that the US needs to find new sources of investment fuel. And what's worse, we're also seeing that the rates are not only higher than the pre-pandemic, but it's also more volatile. And most deadly, the US dollar is heavily held by its rival, which is China. And that is important because cutting off trade is hard, but choking capital flow is far easier. So we can see how clearly that the US was caught in a dilemma. So that's why in our view, we believe that Trump's real battle is not about Russia and it is not with Middle East. Instead, we're seeing three key wars that he is facing: the trade war, the capital war, and the currency war.